My name is Mike Simon, and I'm a Christian tornado. I'm the target of a secret persecution bomb called Gangstalk Tornadoes. I live in Oxford, Sweden. I've been part of this for more than a decade. Gangstalk is real most online TS so-called or not. And a big part of how they cover up Gangstalk Tornadoes is they have crazy talking counterintelligence agents, crazy talk about this. Talk about Gangstalk in a way that discredits it. Hence all the talk about EPK machines and direct any weapons or anything else. I'm going to the corner store. Going to go shopping. So I started my COVID entry in Austin, which is probably survival advice I'm giving to people. Told the videos. Part of the TI survival culture. Teaching tourists how to, first of all, warning tourists that they will work to sneak inside the home in a way for the video. It's called COVID entry, they want to get inside the home. And if they do, they might do bad things like contaminate the environment, toxic chemicals, spread heavy metal dust, open your fridge, put poison or drugs in your food. So it's imperative that you stop the process of entry into your home in a way, which is why you need to I recommend the total videos. I heavily recommend the total videos. Get a security system, COVID entry, which means when you're reading, you need to have all the video going on inside the home to make it hard for a phone to sneak inside the home and post the video in the feature, whatever else bad thing they want to do to. So, now what I've been warning targets, there's a lot of targets are unaware of the fact that probably that's COVID entry. And the punches won't see coming hurt the most. Not only have been warning about that, but I've been making several streams and videos teaching targets how to set up a budget, not a pie in the sky solution, but something that somebody could do on a budget, like a low budget. All you need is you could copy how I do it. All you need is a Android phone, timestamp camera app from Google Play Store, and then a laptop. A lot of people had this already. So my COVID entry denial system is starting a stream. I'm not right now using Rumble, so I'll be live streaming inside the home SLE. And I'm also getting brought up back in the stock because I have these links to Tornado Chuck Langbrook's website each and so it's a live stream and then there's going to be video recording. So I use a phone with a timestamp camera app, start a video recording, film the inside on the front door. And that should be the only feasible way to enter your apartment or house. And you film that, okay? Which means you secure your apartment or home so that they had to break the window or something, leave obvious signs of breaking and entering to enter some other door. And then you film the entry exit, the door that you're using, the console from the inside. And everything else should be locked and secure. I don't tolerate the abuse of the disgusting freak flying monkeys that tolerate me. They risk a lot by tolerating the flying monkeys. And I punch back, so I don't just let flying monkeys tolerate covert narcissistic abuse, direct the conversation, subtle gaslighting, subtle put downs, like narcissistic abuse, which is a big part of tolerating. Like I don't just let the program target me and destroy my life. I punch back by making videos, getting the word out. It's an info war, meaning I fight back in this program. I don't just sit and let this happen to me and keep my mouth shut. A way to fight back is what I'm doing, to work to get the word about Gangstalk and work to expose this. They don't want people to hear about this from a real TI. No one is speaking truth about it. So that's a way that I fight back, keep working to get the word about this. To quote Chuck Langbrook, the government doesn't want the word about Gangstalk to get out. If it does get out, they want to sound crazy on earth. So a big part of how they work to cover up Gangstalk videos is to have fake tornado crazy talkers active online, posting, making videos about this and fake support groups. So there's a lot of misinfo. It's designed to keep this discredit covered up and keep people thinking this is something only crazy people think is happening to them. Because they have fake TIs talk about brain chip implants and voices in your head machines and stuff like this. So that's on purpose, counterintelligence agent, fake tears have a job to crazy talk. Like, yeah, gang stalk is real. Put a chip in my brain, be voice into myself. So if people Google and search it, because you hear my videos, there's a program called gang stalkathon videos. They found people saying they got a chip in their brain and they hear voices and they talk about sad like outer space. And that's decided to keep the top of the screen and keep people thinking, yeah, this gang stalking stuff is something that paranoid, crazy, paranoid schizophrenics believe in. So it's not real, basically. That's what I want people to say. I just clipped that, made a little clip there of that little rant there. So I thought that's like a short, concise to the point. So let's click save that as a short. So here we go. Yeah, so if you talk video, there's people are recruited to target covert and use psychological, narcissistic dog abuse tactics. And people get sent out to go where you are. People get told to do covert, it's called narcissistic dog abuse tactics, like push your buttons and do subtle gaslight and use trigger words and subtle put downs, communicate veiled threats and stuff. It's like psychological warfare. A big part of the target video for target video is 5 monkeys that work for the program will get put up to do, say, act in ways around the response we're talking about. And you can also get targeted physically, as I've been sprayed with chemicals, I've been shot in the leg with a dart gun or something similar, have permanent damage above onto my right leg, which is why you see me overdressing when I'm going outside. Because I've been sprayed with chemicals on public before, shot with a dart gun or something. They try to make me have accidents, I've been poisoned in wider ways. So this program will target you physically, it's not just psychological. And the first few years of target, all that the target notices might be the psychological target. So before I get carried away here, finish up copying this. I'm gonna copy this link and the header. The former head of the Los Angeles FBI, there's 2 whistleblowers. I'm a whistleblower, contemporary. There's 2 past whistleblowers that have been whistleblowing about this program that I like to reference as I'm working to get the word about this, talk about gang stalkathon videos. Chuck Langenberg, late Tia Chuck Langenberg, had a website, had a radio show, you could say, on talk show. And there's an archive that remains of his past audio recordings, okay? And he's dead, and I believe the poet took him out. He died around 2012, 2013. And Ted Gallerson, former head of Los Angeles FBI, confirmed in his own affidavit the gang stalking on tornadoes is real. He was also a whistleblower, ex-government insider whistleblower that said the gang stalking on tornadoes is real. There's a national program, multinational, a program that works to spy on people, harass, target them, different ways, psychological warfare. And he also talked about he get targeted physically, and he got targeted by the program too, physically, by cars that would like spray chemicals on him. Yeah, so the total video is imperative that it's meaning it's important, very important, that you protect yourself from covert entry. That's one of the things you need to take measures to protect yourself against. The program wants to be able to enter into your home in a way and poison you. Poison you food, basically do bad things. There's bad things they can do to you, none of them good. The program wants to get inside the home if it doesn't go. Landlord, spare key, picked it up, whatever. Get inside your home, that's why it's called covert entry. Like sneak inside your home, that's part of the target. Get inside your home, post your food in your fridge, contaminate environment with toxic chemicals, whatever, to target you physically. Making changes to the streams. as I checked by the door, I got a leg today, like a pamphlet, like one of these PSA papers from the government, and they let me know, informing people in the city that there's going to be a military exercise in the city. It's going to be military exercise. They'll be firing blanks, and they'll be flying drones and stuff. And here's an interesting thing. The Cold War era, you had a concept called battle rifles, where countries use full power cartridges, like the 7.62 by 54. That came from World War I. Like, okay, the Soviets would be using full power cartridges, 7.62 by 54. Like, okay, full power cartridges. And then there's intermediate cartridges, which assault rifles use now. So there's been in history, there's been an era, like a change where NATO and like common bloc countries will be using full power cartridges. So you'd have the Russians use the 7.62 by 54R and the 7.62 by 39 in the AK-47, for example, like before and during the Cold War period, and full power cartridges. And Sweden would be using 7.62 by 51 NATO, okay, full power battle rifle concept, okay, and then now there's intermediate cartridges. So it used to be common that countries, both Soviet countries and in the West, would use full power cartridges. So for the common bloc countries, you could say 7.62 by 54 and 7.62 by 39, like the AK-47 uses that. And it was a change where NATO countries, America and Sweden and West countries would also have full power, 30-06. In World War II, there's a full power rifle because the 30-06 that the Garand fired in the BAR. And 7.62 by 51 NATO, okay, full power cartridges. And then there's been a change from in both Russia and in the West to intermediate cartridges, so-called, like the 5.45 by 39 that the Russians use, assault in the AK-74, for example, which is most of what they use in the Ukraine now, like Russian weapons. They're using the AK-74 5.45 by 39, rather than 7.62 by 39 that AK-47 uses. So it's the AK-47, then it's the AK-74, and the AK-74 uses the 5.45 by 39 cartridge. It's a smaller, fast-moving cartridge. And similar in the West, you have going from 7.62 by 51 and like 30-06, like full power cartridges, to the 5.56 by 39, 5.223, 5.56. Well, no, 5.56 by 45. Okay. And Sweden used to use the HNK G3, okay, and Swedish destination would be AK-4. So Sweden, to arm the countries, like Cold War era, and then around that time, used the 7.62 by 51, like the G3, like the battle rifles. So there was a point in time in history that has kind of come to pass where countries would arm their armies with full power battle rifle cartridges, 7.1, 7.62 by 39, 7.62 by 54. And like powerful cartridges, they give you a high recoil and stuff like this, and you can engage enemies out to further distance with different pros and cons. And Sweden would have the AK-4, okay, starting out as the main rifle, the AK-4, and then the home guard, like reservist home guard, still uses the AK-4, okay. So it's been like at some point in time, the Swedish army switched to the AK-5, okay, which fires the same round as the M4, like the American, like 223, 5.56, okay. And you would have like the Swiss and everybody's using 5.56, which means there'd be exercises, Finland and Sweden and Schweiz or something like this, or in America, it's like the same calibers. So for logistics too, if they'd be like NATO countries, where it's like they have a deal where it's like if Russia attacks us, we come to your aid and vice versa, they could all use the same ammo. It's like interchangeable. It's like they could send a supply truck with 5.56 and the Swiss can use it, and the Norwegians and the Swedes and stuff. So it's a point. So it used to be the AK-4, and now Sweden has a 5.56. And I said this, talks about this after I saw the note, and it's like unknown when they switched to the intermediate cartridges. I don't think that they were expecting like drone warfare, but here's my analysis, meaning it's easier for Swedish soldiers to shoot down drones with a 5.56 rifle, assault rifle, than the AK-4. Do you understand? They were thinking right when they were like, let's change it to a lighter cartridge, low power cartridge. What they used to have in the Cold War 7.62 by 51 and things. It's harder to shoot down a drone with an AK-4 7.62 by 51 NATO cartridge bed rifle than M4 or an AK-5 that fires 223. So more rapid, lower recoils. It's easier to get many shots on a small moving part, rather than bang one time, bang another time. And that's a little bit exaggerated. But it's like if you have an AK-4 and it's a drone you're trying to shoot down, it might be bang, and it like fallout shots takes longer to recover your aim and aim again and shoot. So it's easier to shoot many times at a small moving target with a lighter caliber with less recoil. So 4 has more recoil to control full auto than the AK-5, for example. So it'd be easier to shoot down a drone with an AK-5, the Swedish army rifle, than an AK-4. Why? Because if the zombie is moving, AK-4 kind of like this, okay? Then I had to put it aim because right. Do you understand? Versus with a smaller caliber, I go bang, 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 and get more shots off, and I'm more likely to hit it and put it down. So it's kind of interesting how in the West and in Russia there was a point in time around the Cold War, it was like, let's go to intermediate cartridges, lighter cartridges with less recoil. And now we have the Ukraine-Russia war, where it's like there's a new type of warfare now. Drones are part of the battlefield, and they have people need to improvise in Russia, like anti-drone munitions, and they have like people that are on boots on the ground in Ukraine, figure out how to make like shotgun shells, do it yourself, to load their AK-74s with, so they can shoot down drones and stuff. So switch to a lighter caliber works for contemporary warfare. I don't know if when they sat down, the people who are deciding this, it's like, let's switch to like NATO countries or whatever, EU countries to the lighter cartridge. Because you know that in the next war, there's going to be a lot of drones, and part of the battlefield will be needing to shoot down drones and stuff. So, and that would be easier with a lighter, a lower recoil, lighter caliber. Or not, but it ended up working. So if they didn't see that coming, like what we see now, drones being part of the battlefield, then still the change they made from bad rifle cartridges to lighter ones, intermediate cartridges, it works. It was like the right decision. So I'm fixing to go to the store and buy some stuff. And I got the paper in the mail from the government, and they're letting us know that there's going to be an exercise, military exercise in the city, around the harbor area. And there'll be firing blanks, and there'll be drones part of it. And I thought, it's like, yeah, that's good that they do that. Because if they didn't inform people, and people had like full auto gunfire, you might think it's a bank robbery. Maybe they understand unnecessary people. Old ladies calling the cops. It's like, I hear gunshots. Understand? So if they're letting people know, because if you hear like rapid semi-auto fire or full auto fire, a person who knows a little bit might know that's not hunting. Because in Sweden it's kind of common that you hear 1 or 2 rounds, sometimes at night, which could be an eftersöksjägare. Somebody hits a hog on the road, or a deer, or an elk, and then there's hunters in Sweden had the job, they get called by the cops, I don't know who calls them, to go and look for like the wounded animal that got hit and then wallowed off, and then there's somebody's got a job as a hunter, a contract, to go and like track the animal and put it down. Okay. So it happens sometimes in Sweden, going after they hit like 1 or 2 shots at night, and you might go, yeah, it might be somebody hit a deer and then the hunter came, found it and shot it. Okay, or even some people that hunt at night possibly. And sometimes in the daytime you can hit like 1 shot or 2 shots, and you go, well, you can hit, most likely a hunter shooting in the woods. Okay. But if I hadn't known, been informed that it was military exercise coming, and I would hear like bang, 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 like rapid semi-auto or full auto gunfire, you might be like, what the hell? Okay, okay, you know that it's not a hunter. Okay, you know that it's not a hunter, so you say, what's going on? He's shooting full auto. This is right now. So it's obviously good that they inform the public that they're going to be. Find blanks as part of exercise, and they are in the air, and they'll have Swedish soldiers dressed like they normally do, like the standard issue military gear. And then they also said there'd be some people role-playing enemy forces wearing a white armband or something like this. Okay. So, kind of interesting. I do a lot of live streaming. We'll see if the one of these live streams will hear gunfire. Okay. Won't be coming from me, so. So after the AK-4 stopped being the primary service rifle for the Swedish Armed Forces, it became the weapon of the home guard, like the reservist home guard. Okay, it's called hemvärnet, and I'm not sure if it's still used or not, but it is at least for a point in time they were. I don't think Russia, I thought about this, it's like, are they holding more exercises in Sweden because of Ukraine conflict? Are they like kind of upregulating spending and training and stuff because of the Ukraine war, kind of because of Russia in case they invade? Or is it kind of the same frequency of exercise and just keeping it going? I would say this. In my analysis, Russia is highly unlikely. I don't expect Russia to come after Sweden. I don't. So there's enemies from without and enemies from within. So I'm a Swedish citizen, Christian Tornvido, and there's a war being waged on me. Chemical warfare, physical warfare, I've been shot with a weapon in the leg. So there's a civil war, you could say, like a secret war going on in this nation. And I don't know how many Tornvidos there are in Sweden. I know I'm one. And look around on the internet, I haven't really seen other Tornvidos that strike me as real ones. I've seen a lot of fake ones. There's birds there. The pants you see me wearing sometimes when I go outside, but one of many layers there where to protect myself from dart guns, which I've been hit in the leg with a dart gun before. You can search CIA dart gun. I think I was hit with something similar to that. In the same corner store I'm heading to today, that one of these people work for the program. And I had permanent damage from right leg from that, like a numb spot on right calf. More abundant. Okay. 2 times of the Swedes was actually imperials in the city by the heat of my countrymen, basically. So my life as a Christian Tornvido, my life is imperials in the city by the heat of my countrymen. Several times being attacked physically with cold weapons and things like this. So being persecuted as a Christian is not a foreign concept. It shouldn't hit you some strange thing and be like, wow, I'm a Christian being persecuted. It's more expected than that. So anyway, here's the point. One of the speak of the Swedish army, I have a pair of Swedish army pants. I don't know if they're still using, but the M90 camo pattern. Okay, M90 camo pattern. So you have different camo patterns. You have like UCP, you have Aussie Moke, you have like Woodland, you have this and that, and they have different camo patterns. And I have a pair of Swedish army M90 pants, and I like them. They're good, high quality. It's like mil spec. Military standard. So that's one of many layers I wear a lot of times I'm going outside. Why? Because it makes it harder for a dart to make it through my clothes into my body again. Okay. and you can buy them on kind of outdoors survival websites and kind of outdoors camping websites. They sell M90 cans around $50. At least last time I bought around $50. I like the M90 can better. I'm heading out. So today's outfit of the day, TI, PP, TSW. I have to wear armor. I'm a warrior in a war, a Christian warrior. War's been way from me. I've been attacked with chemical warfare, shot with a projectile weapon, sprayed with chemicals and stuff. So it's not accurate to describe the gang stalking I'm talking with as narcissistic abuse. I leave it at that, because I've been attacked with weapons, murder attempts, the psychopathic. Okay, you're bleeding over into psychopathic abuse now. Chemical warfare. So I'm talking about daily psychological warfare, chemical warfare, and I'm leading more into using that to describe this. This is a war that's been waged on me. It's more accurate to describe it as war than adult bullying or a harassment program, because there's psychological warfare waged on me, yes, but there's also chemical warfare. There's different types of warfare. I've been sprayed with chemicals. I've been food poisoned. I've been shot in the leg with something, and I suspect that was a CIA dart gun type of thing. They hit me in the leg, and I have a constant numb pressure sensation on my right calf from where I was hit, which is why you see me overdressing to make it harder to get droplets of liquid on my skin, transdermal absorption. So it's like it hurts you less. If the government would have like a drone with a drop, okay, or like as I'm walking on the back and when these gang stalks and they see they have like a drop of water, or they've been told as I'm passing under the balcony to drop, okay, and some kind of chemical toxin. If it gets here, and it kind of evaporates, it's not going to hurt me as much as if it gets on my skin and my skin starts soaking up. That's called transdermal absorption, through the skin absorption, which is why this medicine is also prescribed as a band that you put on your skin and you soak it up, it gets into your bloodstream, okay? So if I'm out in public, that's how you see me wearing like hats and stuff, and so it's harder for them to hit me with liquids or dart guns, okay? And as a basic PPE gear, multiple quality layers and covering as many what's it called? Not cubic centimeters or cubic inches. But as TI survival basics, if you get to a point where you realize you're torpedo and you start getting tolerant with chem sprays and dart guns, I say don't wait until you have permanent damage to one of your legs and you like barely survived an assassination attempt because they shot with a toxin in the leg, okay? But it's better to wear things than prevention, okay? So it's like I had to figure it out. You live and you learn, and if you don't, you don't. If I stepped overcome, after I survived a murder attempt, shot in the leg with a dart gun, I had to figure out ways to stop myself from being hit again. And I believe that could have been LD50, also a toxin they hit me with, like the CIA dart gun. And I survived it because I had enough of an antitoxin in circulation at the moment that the toxin was introduced into circulation. And I'm going to leave it at that, okay? Nothing I said is actually Mr. Blake's medicalized information. It's proven possibly from opinion. Talk to a doctor before starting to take any medicines, vitamins, supplements, or anything else. Talk to a licensed physician before starting to or stopping to take any supplements, okay? So I talk about I take a lot of vitamin C, but I'm not saying other people should be doing that. But I do recommend vitamin C supplementation. But it's important. So improvise that overcome. So in the war, I've had physical attacks. I've been shot like with a dart gun. I was wearing maybe 2 low quality layers, okay? Maybe like long johns and a pair of sweatpants, stuff like this. And I got hit in the leg. And I'm in the corner store, and there's all these perps in there that I know is on these gang stalks that work for the program. One is persecutors, paid persecutor agents. One of these agents work for the program. And I'm standing paying in line. He walks past, he's holding stuff. Kind of like this. He walks past me. It's like he's holding stuff. His hand here. And I feel something hit my right leg. And then quickly, right after I feel something impact my right leg, there's a feeling radiating out from the injection site, okay? Meaning something entered into my leg, I felt something hit my leg. And then the next thing I know, there's a feeling radiating out, understand? You got to feel something hit you here, and then a numb, itchy, twitchy type of feeling spreading there. And that's how I describe it. How would I describe the feeling that started radiating like up and down my leg? As a numb,
pressure, itchy, twitchy type of feeling, like inducing muscle spasms. I could feel kind of like vibrations in my leg like this. Similar to everybody's had it this one time, you have involuntary muscle twitches around your eyes, okay? And triggers can be maybe too much caffeine or too little sleep or both, okay? So a lot of people have like involuntary muscle spasms around the eyes, similar to that. Where like I feel contractions, I feel muscle spasms and a numb, itchy, kind of irritant feeling, okay? Like an irritant histamine response. And itchy twitchiness, not mingled with numbness. And I believe that everyone could have been an assassination attempt, and 50 dose of a toxin that I was hit with. Only for me, it wasn't every 50 dose. It wasn't a lethal dose. And I speculated as to why. So anyway, it's important. After this, and I had permanent damage, it's more than 3 years after it happened. And I had like a constant feeling. I feel all the time, like a numb pressure type of feeling. And so you left permanent damage. And you can't be passive and complacent. I'm in a war, and it's better to be a warrior in a war than a god in a war, okay? So discipline, having set up procedures, if then, never this, always that, okay? But do you understand? I'm living by rules, and that's helped me to stay strong, fit, and healthy despite intense persecution. All this thanks to God, because God has been with me and helped me to know and enable me to figure out ways to protect myself. So I'm still here, and now that I share the gospel. If I would have died from the toggling, there would have been a lot of gospel sharing not happening in this city and online on YouTube and things like this. So, anyway, support. After that, I started to improvise. It's like I had to figure out ways to stop this from happening again. I'm not looking to have another dart get into my body, maybe it kills me next time. Or even lower, like if I survived like I did the first time, have another like damaged part of my body, okay? So initially I was relying on multiple layers, just multiple regular layers, like long johns before I go outside, long johns, sweatpants, denim jeans, not a pair of denim jeans, okay, and then like rainproof kind of pants, okay, like a windbreaker layers. It's like 4, 5, 6 layers of like regular clothing items. After a while, I invested in some more quality layers, which I'm wearing here. Outfit of the day, TI survival. So I'm wearing clothes that act as armor against weapons I've been talking about before. So these are Bikers Gear Australia pants, and the denim with a layer of DuPont Kevlar aerogel in them. So that's I count as a quality layer. So denim in of itself is a good quality layer. There's even like you can stitch enough layers of denim to get it can stop bullets. I've seen gun tubers on YouTube test that out. Like how many layers of denim will stop a 9mm, how many layers of denim will stop a 22 and stuff. And just like stitch 30 tiles of denim together at gun range to shoot it, and then it stopped at the 18th layer or something like this, or the like 24th or something like this. I'm not saying you should try any of that, okay? But I'm saying I've seen videos on YouTube people do that, like ballistic testing. And this ballistics is thermal ballistics, which is something that I'm interested in. So actually having kind of interest in armor and weapons and a mind blessed by God with some intelligence has helped me. So I understand how armor works, and applying some of that and like ballistics to work degree has helped me to protect myself from projectiles getting into my body. And a basic of stopping armor is multiple quality layers or one quality layer. So in World War II, they have rolled homogeneous armor, RHA, one layer of thick armor, okay? It might be like this thick, RHA. And then now it's more common with to have like carbon armor, carbon, like the Abrams tank. You might have a layer of aluminum, a layer of hardened steel, a layer of some kind of special plastic, and multiple layers, okay, quality layers. And there's a whole science to that. Nice point. So basically, what is a bulletproof vest, like a Kevlar vest? The most common type of body armor worn by people, security guards, police, and civilians. It's soft body armor, Kevlar. Multiple layers of ballistic Kevlar stitched together. And people wear this body armor, and it stops bullets. So what is that? Layers of fabric. Several layers of fabric. They can stop a projectile. So understand that the same thing applies to stopping a dart gun, where you want multiple quality layers and it can stop a projectile, okay? You might require less layers to stop a dart gun, like a CIA dart gun, than a 9x19, okay, or FM57 or something like this. Maybe you need like 90 layers. Do you understand? If you get ridiculous, would it be impractical to wear that many layers of pants going outside to stop like a 9x90? Like how many layers of, how many Levi's jeans would I have to wear to stop a 9x19 bullet? Maybe like 48 or something like this, okay, or like 96. It'd be like practically impossible to walk around with it. So that's the point. To stop a dart gun, there might be less layers required. So basically, after I got hit in the leg with a CIA dart gun or something similar, I was initially lying just on dressing with things I already have on clothes and like overdressing. So it'd be like when I got hit, went through my clothes and damaged my leg, it's like I was wearing maybe like long johns and a pair of sweatpants going outside. And it's like, okay, apparently that's not enough, but I was wearing 2 layers of that type to stop a dart from going through my clothes into my body. And it's like, I'm going outside, long johns, sweatpants, 2 sweatpants, 1 sweatpant, another sweatpant over it, denim pants, and then another layer of denim pants over it. So we're like 4, 5, 6 layers of pants, okay? And then over time, I've augmented my outfit and having quality layers, okay? So these pants are denim pants, okay, with a layer of DuPont Kevlar aramid, which was accidentally discovered by a Polish chemist, a woman, one of these rare inventions by a female, not rare in accidental. A lot of inventions throughout history have been accidental, okay? Susan Wojcik or something like this. And she was working as a research chemist at DuPont. And she had an accidental mixing some liquids together, and she noticed like strands, and she had a technician that runs like a machine to spin threads, and she goes, come on, let me like test this liquid in like the machine that makes the liquid into like threads. And the technician went, no, I'm not letting you do that, where they might break the machine, it can clog it up. And eventually she kept nagging, like, come on, let me try this, a special solution. I know there's something to it, let me try it. She kept nagging. Eventually the guy who's like the operator of the machine went, okay, you can try it. They blow up the machine and they spin the threads, like the liquid, where she had been mixing liquids together, like a chemist, Suzanne, the woman who invented Kevlar, accident, DuPont aramid. And she was like, this is a liquid, and she wanted to test it. Eventually the technician let her run the solution in the machine. And she was like, wow, it's very strong and hard to break off, unlike the nylon or whatever other fabrics than you usually do in this machine. It's like, it's harder to break off after it comes out the nozzle. It's like, it's strong, okay. And then eventually you have DuPont aramid, like Kevlar. And DuPont holds the patent for Kevlar aramid, okay. So this is DuPont aramid. So they're denim pants, Kevlar lined with a layer of DuPont aramid, okay. So, now, there's ballistic rated. There's different types, twills, weaves and stuff. To carbon fibers into this. So there's ballistic Kevlar, then there's Kevlar used to noose with resin, and it might be a mix, and it doesn't have to be the same weave and stuff to stop bullets. It's like, yeah, this Kevlar, we weave it together like this for being mixed with resin to structure integrity to keep a canoe together. And then there's other type of Kevlar that's spun a different way and weave together a different way that they sell to body armor manufacturers. So that it's not like Kevlar is Kevlar, okay? The type of Kevlar that they use to make motorcycle jeans, that's supposed to protect from abrasion, not from puncturing force, okay? It's not designed to stop like an ice pick or a bullet from getting through. It's designed to give abrasion resistance, like friction burn, where if you're on a bike, you fall down and you're sliding on the asphalt before you come to a stop, it's supposed to give you enough time where you're not getting the asphalt rub against your skin, understand? Where it's like you can layer rubbed against asphalt for a while and it doesn't like get through, like what's called grind through, okay? So it might not be the same type of Kevlar as to stop bullets, but Kevlar is Kevlar, but it matters how tight the weave is, what type of weave, and they have different like twill, and they the different ways to put the threads together. Now my point is this: looking at it and holding up to the sun and stuff, it's a tight weave, okay? So if you look at the sort of protector, like a dart gun, in my thinking, what you want is multiple layers with a tight weave, okay? So if I was wearing pants to stop a dart gun, I wouldn't be relying on pants that are like stretchy sports pants that if you hold it up to the sky, you see like holes there, okay? Like a sieve. You want something that is like tight. It's not like the threads are kind of loose. You want it to be super tight. Why? Because you want the protector to be forced to expend energy and being deformed, cutting through many individual fibers. You don't want to be like, here's two super strong fibers far from each other, and here's a bullet and it slides in between. You want to force it to burn energy, dump energy, lose energy, kinetic energy, and being deformed by traveling through a lot of individual fibers, okay? So you're looking to have to cut through a lot of fibers and not have a loose weave where it can go in between, okay? Like side in between. So that's what I mean by tight weave. And denim pants have a kind of tight weave. If you hold up denim to the sun, you can see there's not really like a lot of holes. Whereas there's some garments that you buy, like have a skull cap that is like quick dry that you can have on a baseball hat or something like this, or a helmet, that if you hold it up to the sky, you see like holes, okay? So that's not what you want. So anyway, here's the point. Yeah, so basically I invested in a pair of Bike is Good Australia pants. My own research, I found something that looks good to me, and it's Bike is Good Australia, bought on Amazon actually. And they're casual, they look like normal, kind of stylish casual denim pants. And they have different patterns, okay? So I bought one with the camo on it, looked kind of good, urban camo. And black and concrete helps you blend in on black and wet and concrete surfaces for fall braids, understand? So if you're wearing black, and it's like this camo helps to blend in on wet and made on concrete surfaces. And it possibly I can have a cardboard box, and when I go outside and I walk around with it, rubber you can see it's just like reference to video game. So it's like this different type of camo you can have in the video game. American Solid 5, and it give you like stats. So it's like brown camo, helps you blend in sand or something like this. Okay, okay. So whatever. So like the black and gray and white, this type of camo, I guess in American Solid would say that it helps you blend in concrete surfaces and stuff, and asphalt possibly. So here's the point. I bought these Bikers Australia denim pants laid with Kevlar, and a lot of times parts have unmarketed features. So the red glasses that I wear, they're not marketed as to help autistic people with sensitivities, but they do have that effect. See, it's like I have like these thick red glasses that I like to wear, and it really makes electronic lights less annoying. And they might have like a blue light blocking effect, where I've been marketed as blue light blocking glasses, and like they're marketed as protection glasses to protect from laser damage. Like if you have lasers, it's like thick red glasses supposed to protect from, might be marketed to protect against lasers or something like this. It's kind of like lab glasses where they have, there's kind of like a type of glasses supposed to protect your eyes. And they had those thick in red, and those really help with my sensitivities, which I have the autism on. But they're not marketed as like autism, AIDS, blue light blocking glasses, but I might have both those features. When me with autism sensitivities, looking to reduce my blue light exposure as well, it helps with that without being marketed as such by bottom. Okay, this is kind of protection glasses, protect the eyes from lasers or something like this. Okay, might be able to market it as. It's like lab glasses, thick red, protect against lasers or something like this. Okay, so if somebody's working shopping on lasers or something like that, they might be marketed to protect from laser damage. There is a point. It's a layer of Kevlar, and definitely I believe that this pair of pants with one layer of denim, which is a good fabric strong, and an additional layer of Kevlar under it, is going to be better at stopping a dart gun than a regular denim pants, okay, pair of denim pants. And possibly might be equal to wearing 3 denim pants, this one pair of denim pants. Because it's denim, one layer of denim, and one layer of Kevlar. So it might be equal to 3 regular denim pants. So, wouldn't be surprised. Now you had to do testing and stuff to know for sure. But yeah, so basically after I got shot with a dart gun or something similar, I started overdressing and then investing in clothes that are better, more like less layers and using quality layers. Okay, so top and bottom set, Bikes Australia, I bought a hoodie. They have a cache, looks like a normal hoodie, only it's Kevlar lined. And the pants look like the regular denim pants, only Kevlar lined. And for a person that's been hit with a dart gun before, that to me is like, makes more sense to buy a hoodie that has layer of Kevlar in it than a regular hoodie if you're looking to not have darts go through your body. Okay, get into your body. So, yeah. Actually, I can show you. See, I wasn't lying to you. If you can see the orange in here, that's a layer of Kevlar there. DuPont Airman. So top and bottom set. So if you're a tornado and you're looking to prevent being hit with a dart gun, you can follow my advice there and buy a Biker's Gear Australia top and bottom set. Hoodie, they have a hoodie, casual hoodie, Kevlar lined, and denim pants in the colors and stuff, different models, with a layer of Kevlar in. And it wasn't like expensive. I think the pants were less than $100, and the hoodie was less than $100. And it's like a pair of jeans and a hoodie, and it's like for years I can wear. Okay, so it's like, I'm not a big clothes guy to buy clothes. It's not really my life, but quality. So I do like quality. Kind of similar to the M90 pants, strong, durable, and cheap. It's like, how long will this pair of pants last me wearing them with heavy use, outdoorsing, whatever I'm doing, exercising, practicing knee strikes. It's like, how long would this, if I buy these pants, how long would it last until they're broken and there's a hole, I need to buy a new pair? But the sustain, like the value for money ratio is really high, return on investment. For durability and clothes to wear, how long would it last you? What do they do for you other than looking? So it's like you have casual hoodies that are like black that don't have layer Kevlar. And this looks at least as good as the ones that they sell in sports stores, like a regular casual look hoodie. Close to the same price a lot of times. And a layer Kevlar. So, yeah, I can recommend that if you're totally really looking to protect yourself from dart guns. You see, the pen is mightier than the sword. Okay. This kind of worst case scenario, okay. But you can prep with the diploma. This is part of the knife martial arts. Yeah, where it's like practice the diploma, it's like a hobby. So from here, you go here, you can go here. So it depends on how you do it. Now I'm not going to bring this with me. I had this in the pocket, in my pants pocket. I'm going outside, so I'm not looking to break the law today by carrying a knife with me in public. Okay, so we're taking that out, and the pencil, we don't need that either. We will, however, have this in there. And the lighter. There you go. And I'm not leaving yet. I will soon. So I like Kevlar. And I've been on the secret persecution program now for more than a decade, and it's a war. I'm a Christian boy in a war that's being waged on me. And like Christian time past, I've been told with physical persecution and other types of persecution. And I ended up living in perils in the city by the heat of my countrymen. Perils meaning danger. In perils in the city by the heat of my countrymen. And this other Christian man going through similar things, which makes it relatable to me. Being a Christian, being persecuted and going through things like being in danger in the city they live in by the heat and they live in the same city, work to talk to them. So I'm a Christian talk with gang stalker tornadoes, and it's not only lost heat that are participating in this program. There's some Christians that go to. I talk about that sometimes. Christian ministries like the Bible Church and other ministries that I've seen participating in gang stalking. Tornado with like a lot of warfare. And it's kind of disgusting sometimes when I see people work for the program like Christians Christian ministries told me for the persecution program. And it's like communication would be like, I'm being targeted with psychological warfare, abuse, narcissistic abuse. Is any people be work to lower your self-esteem and stuff and be like, you suck, you're suck, you piece of shit, you look at everything, you're ugly and stuff. And then the same program, people work for the same program, Christian, be like, we work to humble you or something like this. So they paint us, it's for the greater good, see. It's like the abuse, we're doing good to you, see. When they're doing narcissistic abuse, bullying, and working to hurt you psychologically and break you down. Okay, that you're worthless. Like they have people paid to talk to you like this in the chat in real life, more covertly. If you thought video, and then people that work for the program might be like, yeah, but they need to be humble. Mike needs to be humble. It's like the people attacking with insults is what helps to humble him. Okay, I'm not okay. Now, for example, earlier today, they had a cyberstalker up in my chat say, you look small today, you look like shit. And so I go like Tom Segal, he might be like, now imagine if Tom Segal would be doing what he's doing in his videos openly. He would lose all support and he'd be exposed, he'd do covertly. Imagine if last time the Bible show went live and Tom Segal was there and in the live stream, the pastor. And then somebody walks in, we got Miss May here, you're looking ugly as fuck, you're a disgusting freak. You look even fatter than last time. You look fucking ugly, okay? People be like, oh. And they'd be like, this guy's a narcissistic abuse. This is spiritual abuse, okay? So it's like that wouldn't fly in front of the world doing this and trying to justify it. But like behind the scenes, they might be like, yeah, well, Paul Morgan has people come to Mike and say you're ugly shit and you're worthless, and then they might be, yeah, he needs to be humbled, okay, and just trust on the Lord. His confidence should come from him being in shape. He should trust on the Lord, and this is okay. But they couldn't do that other than the secret murder cult that they're part of, like behind the scenes. If you think about it, how would this fly down to somebody else and openly, okay? It'd be like somebody in the audience, it'd be like, yeah, Jay, you look even fatter and ugly than last time. You're a disgusting freak. You're ugly. You look fat and ugly today. Even fatter and ugly than last time you were here. And you got a pimple on your nose. Look like a witch, you filthy freak, or something like this. Okay, the pastor from other pulpit talking to somebody, Christian in the audience. People be like, it'd be like, they'll get a reputation like this is a narcissistic abuser, a spiritual abuser, like a predator who's like targeting, like a wolf in sheep's clothing, a ravenous wolf in sheep's clothing. See? But it's like it helps to look at things and put them in perspective. Okay. Just how bizarre and sick these people are. So yeah, I'm a targeting program. Works with targeting with gang stalking. And people are recruited targeting with narcissistic psychopathic abuse. So you see me talk about some products sometimes, and maybe I should be more narcissistic and self and not give free marketing to companies and like wait until they start paying me to or like ask them, hey, can you give me some freebies if I start recommending your brand of pants on my YouTube channel to a target audience, pun intended, okay. Now here's the point. I'm not looking to become one, okay? So it's like I'd be recommending Live On Labs, like some of vitamin C, when I talk about vitamin C supplements, good, bad, the ugly. And I've been talking about that. I've been talking about cold steel knives. It's like one of my favorite knives. Part of my YouTube content is knife reviews and training knife martial arts, and I ended up recommending cold steel knives to people. Now, I'm not a shield for them, meaning they don't pay me money. I've never been paid to talk about a product before. Reach out to one of the companies that I've been promoting or recommending on my channel and like ask for a discount or something like this. Now maybe you get to the point where I could. I mean, it's like reach out to Cold Steel, be like, hey, I've been recommending your knives and I'm looking to buy a new knife this season. Can you give me a 10% discount on my next knife purchase because I've been promoting your products for this? And it's like you could try, and worst thing you can get is a no, okay? So maybe I start doing that. I'm bad. Okay, maybe I should start doing that. Okay. Yes, I get targeted with narcissistic abuse by flying monkeys and be recruited to participate in this gang stalking program, and people get recruited to target me with covert narcissistic abuse, so-called narcissistic abuse tactics, push my buttons and mess with me. And it's very discreet and subtle, which means it's hard for people to tell what's going on, but it's like I can tell that being messed with. So a big part of gang stalking is psychological warfare. And a lot of psychological warfare is explainable through a framework of narcissistic abuse. There's a smear campaign used to recruit people to be so-called flying monkeys to target an individual with narcissistic abuse. That's a big part of the target attack, psychological warfare. Gaslighting, subtle put-downs work to target you and lower your self-esteem and hurt your confidence and gaslight you and things like this. There's projection, part of it, where people are part of the program, you be accused by flying monkeys for the gang stalking program of things that they're more guilty of than other people in their hierarchy, like their group, understand? And I do believe that hypothetically I have the ability to be really dangerous to these people and get to worry about gang stalking in Sweden. Okay. So participating in this program, people are risking consequences toward individuals. I saw a video recently by Sam Back, they uploaded a video with somebody saying smear campaigners belong in prison or something like this. So they should risk going to prison for targeting people with covert abuse and smear campaign lies and stuff. Now here's the point. Even if they don't go to prison, they're going to the lake of fire if they're not saved, if they're not Christian. And the Christians participate in the targeting, they get chastened on the Lord. If somebody's a Christian, a child of God, God will discipline them for the sins. So there's nobody gets away with sin. Nobody gets away with sin. Those who have been watching my videos know that I do IRL streams, and less than a week ago I went downtown and bought a bottle of whiskey. And didn't drink and wake up, didn't drink any yesterday either. So I talked about this before, being a man of discipline can help you. So really discipline to stop watching porn, a lot of Christians are trying, whether they watch a porn website at least once a week, they for themselves. I never do. More than 6 months, not one time did I go to one of these websites and look at porn and play with myself. The same discipline that I have, I've applied it to my diet, doing OMED fasting, going to low sugar diet, same below 20 grams of sugar per day, eating 1 time per day, fasting 20 plus hours. And starting out with the OMED fasting and fasting in general, I would do this. I wake up in the morning, I pick a time, sometimes the day before. I'm not eating until at the earliest. Look at it, let's say I wake up at 9 in the morning. Wake up at 9 in the morning. And it's like, I'm gonna fast today. Starting out now. Now it's just second nature. It's like, I'm fasting today. Count, because I was going for 16 hours at least. Started getting into fasting. I was there with 16-8 fasting, and then 18-6, and then going to OMAD. So starting out fasting, I would be like, wake up, pick a time. It's like, when did I eat yesterday? Look at when I had my meal, and then plus 16 hours when I was doing 16 hours fasting. And I go, okay, I can eat until this time. Eventually it gets to OMAD fasting, and it counts like 20 plus hours. And I go to, so as part of getting into fasting, I'll be like, wake up in the morning, look at the clock, it's 9 in the morning. I'm not eating until at the earliest 1800 hours, 6 in the evening. And it might come a time where I feel like eating and I go, no, okay, see? And I have to keep doing that. The same discipline has been applied to my drinking, because I have a bottle of whiskey in the cupboard, okay? And the last 2 days I didn't have a drop of it. So it would be easy to be like, oh, I'm bored, I have free time, just cork up and have some whiskey. So I've been using with my alcohol. And also for a while I was going alcohol rule. And then I would do not before this time and have this be about a dose where I like pour up from when I start drinking till I go to bed, like how much, like pour up the whiskey and pick like a level, not more than this. And not just have it like I'm drinking now, you might end up drinking half the bottle. So discipline is important, especially if you're a total individual. Discipline is important. So I'm gonna switch to my outdoor shoes. And here's my outdoor shoes. These have a steel cap and a Kevlar insole. So in case you step on a bottle or a nail, it's designed to stop that. I have a steel cap here. And then here, there's a layer of Kevlar that's designed to stop shards of glass and nails and stuff. Those are outdoor shoes. Last time I was in the liquor store, somebody had dropped a bottle on the floor. And it was shards of glass and liquid. As I arrived at the liquor store, I could smell alcohol. And then I go to find the whiskey I'm gonna buy. And I see like a puddle and shards of glass. And I thought about this, like I got shoes. And I thought it's like, if I would have just walked and like looked at the ceiling or top shelf or stuff and like walk into the shard of glass pile, then it'd be like, could have saved my foot, okay? And in a moment like that, you'd really appreciate investing in shoes, protective shoes. Like, do you understand? I would appreciate it more if I actually had stepped on. Be like, I just stepped on shard of glass and it saved my foot because I got special shoes. So I stepped on a piece of glass at home. So after what happened before I bought protective shoes, steel cup shoes. Then it's like search protective shoes, and on Temu and Wish I bought my shoes. The protective shoes commonly have a steel cap and a layer of Kevlar, and a lot of times enhanced grip, but are designed to protect from slip and fall injuries because they're extra grippy, like walking on wet surfaces. I got into that after I got an injury by stepping on a glass bottle, my left foot. So I had a grocery bag on the floor in the kitchen, and I'm walking into the kitchen. It's like, and this happened a few times. So I come home with groceries, I put it kind of on the kitchen floor, and then I get to putting it up where it's gonna go later on. So I walk into the kitchen. Either it was a vinegar glass bottle in like that, or was just on the floor. Okay. But I walk into the kitchen. I'm wearing Crocs, flip-flops, kind of similar to these, like Eva foam shoes. And I walk in and it breaks, and I like a sharp pain from a sharp object going to my foot, left foot. So it's a shard of glass that went through kind of thick foam, like rubbery shoes, flip-flops, into my foot. And it's just a little bit, but it caused severe bleeding, okay, kind of severe. And it must have hit a major artery, blood tube, whatever they call it, like a major blood vessel in the foot, like the middle one, the other things branch out from. So I step on it, it's a sharp pain, and I look down, and it's like I can see blood quickly. And then since it's still in there, what I did was pull it out. And they might say in emergency, if you have an object, you get stabbed, leave the knife in there if you can, and don't remove it. But it's like I didn't play by that. Now, I'm not giving advice on first aid, you go by a doctor. But here's the point. So how I reacted to it is I stepped on glass bottle, ow, and I looked down and it's bleeding, and my foot is still in the crock with a shard of glass in the foot, okay? So what I do is get my foot out, and then as I'm standing like this, there's like a major flow of blood and pooling on the ground. So I could tell that it's bleeding quite a lot, to a point where if not attended, I would pass out and lose consciousness from blood loss pretty quickly. Maybe within 9 minutes if I just left it like that and ignored it, okay, at the rate of bleeding that was going on. So thankfully I had some supplies at home. I had wound gauzes, like a box with compresses, gauzes, whatever they're called. It's like big ones, and non-woven, okay. And I had a bottle of vodka. So what I did, it's not medical advice, I'm just saying how I responded. I could tell a story. I hopped over here, I got the compress, got the vodka, poured vodka on my foot, and then the compresses, and then dried the top of the foot and stuff. And I had white medical tape, not this exact type. It was a different type, a wide medical tape, and a compress on it, and then wound this tightly around the foot, and that stopped the bleeding. So it turned out to work. Since I recommended that this is good first aid supplies, wide medical tape. And the one that I had might have been better at not having liquid go through it. This, it might bleed through it. But the one that I had, it was more like non-absorbent. Like, okay. I got the bleeding stopped, and then I didn't call an ambulance. I called someone, asked if they could pick me up and drive me to the hospital. Because I stopped the bleeding, so I didn't need to have an ambulance, okay? Do you understand? So it was unnecessary. I asked if I could get picked up by somebody that has a driver's license, I know. They could come pick me up. And while waiting for them to come, I got in the bath, and I was showering, okay, and cleaning up. And I had my foot, so I was in here, in the bathtub. I got in the bathtub, and I was sitting like this, and then showering, like this, okay? And I started having like a euphoric endorphin rush. I started laughing and cracking jokes. And I was doing like the, put me back in, I can still do this. Put me back in, I can still do this, okay? Put me back in, I can still do this. And I was kind of in a euphoric rush mode and cracking jokes to deal with it. So anyway, and I went to the hospital, and when they removed the bandaging, there was blood pulsing out, and then they just one stitch required. So I was impressed at how much bleeding can be caused, which is why it kind of applies to people don't understand anatomy, biology, and knife fighting. Might think you need a big bad blade. You need like a lot of times companies that sell fighting knives. It'd be like big and like intimidating, like a bowie knife. Some people think it's like it has to be really big to be a good fighting knife. It doesn't have to. Something like this can be highly effective. So maybe it was around 1 centimeter wide, is what they wrote on the medical records. 1 centimeter wide, one stitch required, if I recall, to close it up. But the amount of bleeding from that 1 centimeter wide hole in my foot, it was a lot, okay? So it's a puncture wound, and it's like a major blood tube in the middle that branches out. So it must have gotten the middle one, okay? And after that, I invested in a pair of steel cap shoes, protective shoes with a Kevlar insole, and also have this cap on. So anyway, and I bought them oversized, which I do for my clothes sometimes because I wear several layers. So if I would buy all my hoodies with like a tight fit, like skinny jeans fit, it'd be hard to wear several ones. So I like baggy pants to begin with, and buying oversized, you can have several layers. So here's the point. I bought these a larger size than my normal size, so that I can wear thick wool socks in the Swedish winter, or special insoles, which I like to wear, like these. And this has really saved my knees. I wouldn't be surprised if I would have like a bad knee or ankle by now. All the kicking I've been doing is like kicks in training, and sometimes I had a day after kind of some soreness in my knees, my ankles, from something like 20 hard kicks. I wouldn't be surprised if all the training I've been doing and jumping and exercising, if I had like bad knees by now, it's like always painful. If it hadn't been for investing in like shoes that are cushiony and also insoles like this. So these are really cushiony. So it helps, especially with the heel kicks, if you're kicking, to give you some cushioning. So my point is this: I bought shoes large enough to wear multiple layers of socks. One of the layers being thick, like wool socks. So I bought oversized shoes so I can wear insoles, special insoles, fit insoles in there, and or thick socks. So unless I want to have my shoes move around like this, it's like I need to put a lot of stuff in there because they're oversized. So this might be enough, kinda, yeah. Speaker train, I did a 3-minute kind of light and short training session today. There you go. Okay. And speaking of the M9